Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Ehsan and in today's video we're going to solve an IELTS reading test, Cambridge IELTS book 10, test 4. It is better for you to have this book in front of you. You can take the test before this video or you can do it with me as well. And don't rush into anything because we're going to solve it together. It's better for you to have your pencil and take notes while watching this video and turn off any distractors such as your cell phone to have your full concentration. I'm going to give you some tips and strategies how to deal with this kind of problems for IELTS exam, and this is going to be useful video for TOEFL candidate as well. Okay, so smile and have a positive feeling about this video, about this exam, because there are lots of psychological problems behind these kind of exams and people are getting more anxious or upset or feel stressed about this exam. So this is a good practice to have this good feeling for yourself whenever you want to uh, start studying about IELTS exam. Okay guys, before we get started, please give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell so whenever I upload a new video you'll be aware of it. Without much further ado, let's jump into it. I'm using this website, actually startcamp.com, for IELTS practicing. This is a really great website, especially for those of you who want to prepare yourself for IELTS computer-based exam. As you can see on the left-hand side, we have the passage, and on the right-hand side, we have the questions. So, what is my strategy? First, I'm going to read the title. Unfortunately, there is no title in here, but the title of this passage is The Mega Fires of California, and this is the subtitle actually. Drought, housing expansion, and oversupply of tinder make for bigger, hotter fires in the western United States. So try to imagine these situations, okay? Then I'm moving to the questions, question 1 to 6, and I'm using this highlighter. Highlight any keywords in the questions. Here it says one word and or a number. This is important because this is the how you're going to answer these questions. Okay, wildfires, characteristics of wildfires and wildfire conditions today compared to the past. Okay, today compared to the past. Occurrence, more frequent, temperature hotter, speed faster. So after these kind of vocabularies, you're going to answer the question movement, question number 1. And question and answers are in the same order. Okay, this is a great thing to know before you get started. Movement, more unpredictably, more unpredictably. Now go to the passage. Wildfires are becoming an increasing menace in the western United States, with Southern California being the hardest hit area. There is a reason fire squads battling more frequent blazes in Southern California are having such difficulty of containing the flames despite better preparedness than ever and decades of experience fighting fires fanned by the Santa Ana winds. The wildfires themselves, experts says, are generally hotter, you see, hotter, faster, exactly the same one, and spread. These are the highlighted keywords in the question. And spread more erratically than in the past. Here it says past, so comparison from today to the past. And erratically actually are equivalent somehow with unpredictably. These are not the synonyms, okay? But they use another words. Most of the time they paraphrasing or use another words to make you confused, but these are the same. So the answer is going to be spread. Now here I'm writing spread. And be careful about the spelling, and because if you make a spelling mistake, your right answer considered as the wrong one. So be careful about that. After that, I'm going to read question number 2. Size of fires. It's about size of fires. Greater on average than 2 decades ago. Okay? Now moving back to the passage and try to find the sentence equivalent to this sentence. Megafires, also called fires, are the increasingly frequent blazes that burn 500,000 acres or more, 10 times the size of the average forest fires of 20 years ago. You see, 2 decades ago equals to 20 years ago. 1 decade is equal to 10 years. So how about the size? Size actually 10 times the size of the average. So 10 times here is the answer, 10 times. And we can write number and a word and a number. So 10 times. If you write 10, again, your answer is wrong actually. You have to write 10 times. Be careful about that. So moving on to the next question. Reasons wildfires cause more damage today compared to the past. Rainfall and average. These are the keywords for question number 3. So some recent wildfires are among the biggest ever in California in terms of acreage burned, according to state figures and news report. One explanation for the trend to more super hot fires is that the region, which usually has dry summers, has had normal, significantly below normal precipitation in many recent years. So, actually, IELTS reading exam is a vocabulary test. So you have to know lots of vocabularies for this exam. Normal means average. Precipitation is actually a rainfall. Precipitation means water that falls from the clouds toward the ground. Something like rain or a snow. Okay? So precipitation means rainfall, normal means average. So the answer is actually significantly below normal precipitation. So below is the answer for question number 3. You see how I use the keywords to find the answer. This is the best technique for this kind of sentence completion in the IELTS exam. Now question number 4. More brush to act as what? And brush is actually a keyword. Another reason experts says is related to the century-long policy of the U.S. Forest Service to stop wildfires as quickly as possible. The unintentional consequence has been to halt means stop, the natural eradication of underbrush. Brush. Now the primary fuel for megafires. So now more brush to act as what? Act as, we need a noun here, act as fuel, primary fuel for megafires. So here you read fuel. Now moving on to the next question. Increase in yearly temperature, extended fire, the keywords for the next question. 3 other factors contribute to the trend they add. First is climate change, marked by a 1 degree Fahrenheit rise in average yearly temperature across the western states. Second is fire seasons that on average are 78 days longer than they were 20 years ago. All of these means extended. Extended fire what? Here it says second is fire seasons that on average are 78 days. So fire seasons. So here extended fire seasons. Seasons is the answer for question number 5. You see, I'm finding the exact sentence which is correspond to these keywords. Then I'm writing my answer. More building of what? In vulnerable, actually there is a places after that, in vulnerable places, which is not written in this website. More building of what? In vulnerable places. Third is increased construct. The next sentence, increased construction. More building, increased construction. You can write it down. These are the paraphrasing. More building, increased construction of homes in wooded areas. Wooded areas means vulnerable places. When the areas actually created by wood is so vulnerable, especially against fire. So more building of homes is the right answer. And I'm actually prepared for you guys an IELTS keyword table, which I'm writing these synonyms, these phrases which are correspond to each other, and It's going to help you, especially for paraphrasing techniques in the IELTS exam, which is a great technique, not only for IELTS reading, but also for IELTS listening, writing, and speaking. One of my teachers used to say that I'm going to call IELTS exam a paraphrasing exam, because in all different parts of the exam, you have to use paraphrasing. So, again, I'm going to put the link in the description below about this keyboard server, and I'm actually creating a whole playlist from I think Cambridge IELTS 7. I'm up until now. I'm preparing it until Cambridge 12, and I'm going to continue this IELTS keyboard table, and it's a really useful playlist because you can review it on the bus, on the metro, whenever you commute to work, you can review them as well. Okay. Now, questions 7 till 13. This is a true false not given question. So, again, questions and answers are in the same order. And this is a great thing to know before you want to start answering this kind of questions. But be careful about this statement. This system is normally true for passage 1 in IELTS exam. Sometimes in passage 2 and 3, because they want to increase the level of difficulty, it's getting a little bit harder, and they mixed these kind of things. But normally it should be in the order, but sometimes they mix this kind of things. So be careful about that. And about true false not given, start writing the first two questions and highlight them, because sometimes maybe you couldn't find the answer for the question, for example number 7, because this is not given. Then maybe you missed the answer for question 8. So try to read the first two questions and highlight the keywords. The amount of open space in California has diminished over the last 10 years. Okay, so California and the amount of open space in California diminished in the last 10 years. Many experts believe California has made little progress in readying itself to fight fires. So here, these are the two first questions. Now, going back to the passage, we are increasingly building our homes in fire-prone ecosystems, says Dominic Kolakowski, adjunct professor of biology at Clark University Graduate School of Geography in Worcester, Massachusetts. Doing that in many of the forests of the western US is like building homes on the side of an active volcano. In California, be careful, where population growth has averaged more than 600,000 a year for at least a decade, more residential housing is being built. What once was open space, be careful, amount of open space, is now residential homes providing fuel to make fires burn with greater intensity. So the amount of open space has diminished over the last 10 years. Because here it says what once was open space. It means that now there is no open space. So it's now residential homes providing fuel to make fires burn with greater intensity. So this is actually a true statement. So now moving on, next question, many experts little progress in reading itself, and the next one, because I'm always using the next two questions for true false not given. Personnel is the name of a person in the past have been criticized for mishandling fire containment. Okay, where were we? Here. Says Terry McCord of the California Department of, with so much dryness, so many communities to catch fire, so many fronts to fight, it becomes an almost incredible job. That said, many experts give California high marks for making progress on preparedness. Preparedness is coming from prepared, being ready, or in recent years after some of the largest fires in state history scored thousands of acres. So here it says, believe California has made little progress in readiness to fight fires. It's completely wrong. It's false, actually. Here it says uh, progress on preparedness in recent some of the largest fires in state history scored thousands of acres, burned thousands of homes, and killed numerous people. They're making progress. They're making progress, not little progress, actually. It's completely the opposite. Okay? Now, the next two questions. Personnel have been criticized mishandling for containment. California has replaced a range of firefighting tools. So, stung in the past by criticism of bungling. Bungling means mishandling that allowed fires to spread when they might have been contained. Allowed fires to spread when they might have been contained. Fire containment. Number 9 is actually the same sentence here, so it's true. Personnel are meeting the peculiar challenges of neighborhood and canyon coping fires better than previously, observers say. Okay, now next two questions. Replace the range of firefighting tools. More firefighters have been hired to improve firefighting capacity. A state promises to provide more up-to-date engines, planes, and helicopters to fight fires have been fulfilled. Firefighters unions that in the past complained of dilapidated equipment, old fire engines, and insufficient blueprints for the safety are now praising the state's commitment, noting that funding for firefighting has increased despite huge cuts in many other programs. We are pleased that the current state administration has been very proactive in its support of us and has come through with budgetary support of the infrastructure needs we have long sought. Actually, there is something that I should mention it. I read all the passage, but in the IELTS exam, you don't have to read all the passage, and you don't even need to comprehend or understand all parts of the passage. You have to just quickly move your eye and find the keywords, and then try to read that sentence with the full concentration. This is important. So let me just move my eye quickly so I find the answer for this question. Actually, this is the answer. Besides providing money to upgrade the fire engines that must traverse the mammoth state and wind along serpentine canyon, the state has invested in better command and control facilities as well as in the strategies to run them. Here, replace means upgrade, and firefighting tools. This is tools means facilities. So the statement is true. Now the next, actually I'm going to highlight the keyword for all of the questions. Here is hiring is the main keyword. Citizens and government groups disapprove of the efforts of different states and agencies working together. And number 13, Randy Jacobs believes that loss of fire from fires will continue the same levels despite changes made. Continue at the same level. Okay. Now, move your eyes so quickly. Anything about hiring someone? Coordination. This is the keyword for question number 12. Actually, there is nothing about hiring someone. Government citizens. There is a sense among both government official and residents. Residents means citizens. That the speed, dedication, and coordination. Coordination means working together. You see, these are the keywords that I highlighted for you guys. And of course, You can review them on the IELTS keyword table that I provided for you in the link in the description below for all Cambridge books until from Cambridge 7 until Cambridge 12. So here it says citizens and government groups disapprove of the efforts of different states and agencies working together. But here it says that education and culture often from several state agencies are resulting in greater efficiency than in past. So there are actually, this is not disapproval, they approve each other. Okay, so the statement is completely false. And because there is no mention of hiring anything, this question for the answer for question 11 actually not given. So now the last question. Randy, just find Randy Jacobs. This is a name that you should be looking for here. So just the previous sentence, because this is a statement from this guy. I am extraordinarily impressed by the improvements we have witnessed, says Randy Jacobs. The question about loss of fires will continue at the same levels despite changes made. Okay, a Southern California-based lawyer who has had to evacuate both his home and his business to escape wildfire. Notwithstanding means despite the changes that made, all the damage that will continue to be caused by wildfires, we will no longer suffer the loss of life endured in the past because of the fire prevention and firefighting measures that have been put in place. So here it says that we will no longer lose of life. So here it says because the loss of life from fires will continue at the same level. No, no way. We will not suffer. So we will not continue at the same level as is the past. So the statement is actually false. So here is the end of this video. I hope you liked it. If that's the case, please give this video a thumbs up and share this video with your friend. And also hit that subscribe button if you're new here. And if you're a previous subscriber, thanks for watching this video and sharing this video with your friend. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching.